Wow, that was
I don't even know. Is it working now or not?
Yeah,
it is.
absolutely.
I mean, we're busy doing other shit today, as we know. And look at my video; it's choppy as fuck.
You're fine.
We got some Bitcoin ETF approval potentially on the docket here. We got Rekt Radio episodes 50 something. Don't know. Didn't prepare well at all, but it's okay. We got Jeremy, Mr. Business here, man of many names. Scooter, Jingtao. What the fuck else we got, Jerry? I know you got a couple of accounts that have been banned. We don't want to release that. Littlest Prince.
Littlest Prince.
Jeremy's in the streets. He's chill to talk to, so we'll have a good show no matter what, even without a little prep.
Francis, Magellan, Beerus, I've got many names.
Yeah, the man of many faces out here. But before we get into that, can we get in the sponsor? What stuff you want to take that part?
Yeah, hey guys, as you know, the show is sponsored by Rollbit. So check out rollbit.com for all your crypto degenerate gambling needs. We have 2 codes to give away. First code is Jeremy Rekt 3261. Jeremy Rekt 3261, and this is live on Twitter video stream. We'll upload the videos to YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, Instagram, etc., etc.
Yeah, so
guys, you got me.
yeah. So what do we got going on? We got a lot going on today. We got the ETF potentially today. We had the SEC fuck up yesterday. They tried to spin it as a hack. So it sounds like 4:05 p.m. might be the Bitcoin ETF, but already Fidelity and E-Trade and a couple other people have the ARC-B ETF. You could pull it up if you type in the ticker on those. That's what caused this last move. Some say I broke that news, but I won't take credit for breaking everything. But anyway, no, somebody in the group chat posted it, and then I confirmed it was real. But it is real. So I don't know. What do we think, guys? Are you guys long coins here? I mean, obviously this eliminates the tail risk of a rejection. How infinitesimally small that was in the first place, in my opinion. But going into today, at least. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty much confirmed. What are you guys doing?
I don't know. I feel like it's like priced in a lot of times, honestly. At least in like the short term, Obviously, things gonna fucking send to infinity, but I think in the short term, like, I think if you long the ETF breakout, your hole is gonna be sore for a little bit. I'm not. What am I allowed to say on here?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want.
No holds barred here.
We're in an open book. So I agree with you, though. You might get pummeled if you fucking long the breakout on the ETF here. You're really asking for it. A lot of people are giga long into it here, and I don't think they're all going to have an easy road. It's probably going to be an up down. I think you got a preview yesterday. But
We're definitely getting up down for sure. Yeah. Like, this is going to go down. It's going to wipe out a bunch of people, and then it's going to go back up again. This is no doubt in my mind. It's nice that we had a couple of, like, particularly on Bitcoin.
What'd you say, John?
The bankers are going to steal our coins.
Of course.
They've been trying.
Yeah, they're trying, pal. They're going to win, too. I really want to give them my coins, honestly. It really upsets me that this whole time they haven't had any coins. Like, just have a couple coins, pal. No problem.
So how this show actually came about, I don't know if you guys got the same DM that I got during last week's show, but Jeremy was trying to come up on stage to battle it out with Wizard Soho.
I wasn't trying to battle out with Soho, but it was a little fucking grating. And talking, like people was talking about like meme coin, just like it was like a little tilting because homie gets paid like $15K a pop. To, like,
he definitely gets paid to show meme coins, and then we missed it. And then I was like, right, why don't you come on next week? And obviously, you've got your own story as well. You want to hear as well. But I thought it would be a great guest to kind of balance things out, Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I've been like ripping, effectively like everything good that I've done has been in terms of like on chain and gambling and like whatever the fuck. So like, I mean, I'm sure Soho is like a really solid like macro trader or whatever, but like. I really don't think he's that guy like on chain, I don't think he's looking at like new pairs. I don't think he's like banging out like new contracts, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I thought it would be useful to have like, a nice honest Jewish gentleman to be able to speak about these things while like they're filling up my tunnels.
So I only found out a few months ago actually that you were not Asian, which was a surprise.
Oh no, I'm not Chinese. I mean, it depends on like who I'm talking to. Like For the right woman, I could be Chinese, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
below the waist for sure. Huh?
For the right woman. For the right woman, anyone can be anything, I think.
For the right woman, anyone can be Chinese, pal. No problem. But the Chinese shit came about. Matt, I don't remember if you were there. I think you were. We're just about on like the year anniversary of it. Do you remember like that series at Hard Rock for the 30th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we meet up there? Probably.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. We definitely did. Yeah, my boy like Oodles was there.
Yeah. I remember.
I don't know. Like I was busy like getting my account nuked out like an infinite amount of times. And I was just thinking like, well, what if I just tweeted in Chinese? Like how the fuck, how would they be able to suspend me if I did that? And it worked out pretty well. It was really funny, like watching like the first few weeks of that transpire, because you would have like a lot of people who would ordinarily like dislike me or whatever, think like, oh my god, this Chinese whale is buying my coins. It's incredible. Like, fuck you, buddy. I'm dumping on you. It was pretty great.
That's a good way to subvert the fucking the Twitter ban. Tweet different language.
It somehow worked. I haven't really
suspended
since then. I got suspended when Banana was launching, but that was because like a spam attack. I could get that account back in theory whenever. I just haven't really wanted to. But those few weeks were like a real whirlwind, honestly. Really chill.
Hold on, so you got suspended then at that stage? I didn't know if that was just a tweet delete situation.
No. I got suspended out of like the Jingtao account for spam. Anybody can get suspended at any time if like the right actors are doing it against you. They can people can just like buy up a bunch of like spam likes, followers, whatever, and then report you for spam. You can get zapped. You can take it up with Twitter after, but no. I've had at least I don't think I should say this aloud or whatever. I don't really care. I've had like maybe 15 accounts suspended, all for like hilarious reasons. It all started in 2020.
It's an origin story.
Yeah, sounds like the beginning of a tale.
Pepega Melis. See, shake it, baby. We got Dominicans in here. I like it.
We don't normally get
Dominicans. We got the whole crowd. You brought the diversity.
Yeah. Shout out Woodamon Lambo, my favorite Dominican gentleman.
So what is the origin story of Jeremy Jingtao?
The first suspension happened 2020. I would say like September. This Fox themed crypto account scammed me out of like $3, which was like what, like $1,600 back in the day. So I told him, I hope you die in a forest fire. Well, he didn't take time for that. He needed a Twitter. That's all she wrote for that one. And after that, I was kind of like banned into like the abyss of Telegram for a little bit. I was running around with like a fucking scooter emoji. I was scooter emoji for a bit. I was action emoji for The actual origins for me, I'm actually not even sure if Matt knows this or even know this. I was friends with one of Zion's homie. He went to college with Zion, and me and Z were just like mutuals on Twitter since like 2019. And like I kind of vaguely knew he did coins or whatever. And one day during winter 2019, 2020, like January, February 2020, he tweets, "I'm playing poker with some of the crypto guys." And I'm thinking, oh my God, easy fucking money. Let me get in this, pal. So I get in, and everyone's it's a 20-40 cent game, and everyone's calling off at fourth pair, fifth pair. Nobody folded to me once. I lost all my money, like $900, pal. I was just like tilting, spewing, like losing my shite. And eventually, I realized I was playing another game with my old coworkers. And I realized that like, oh, I'm getting raked like fucking 30 cents a hand here. What the fuck is this shit? Why don't I just like run my own game? So I got a bunch of like the people playing that crypto game, including like Zion, whoever the fuck, and Bob Laxton, fucking Glimmery Coin, notably Monkey Charts, Flocka, and I got some of my real homies that I made my own game called like the Synagogue, and we ran that during like COVID, like during the summer, whatever. And I was like playing heads up with the homie Glimmery Coin, who's a fucking beast, by the way. And he was like, "Well, you ever trade before, pal?" I'm like, "No, I think that shit's retarded." He was like, "Yeah, you should try, man."
It sounds like
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Heroin.
And well, luckily for him, it was fucking summer 2020 when it was impossible to lose money. I was in Showerhead and Deez's little Discord thing in Blockhead. A bunch of these people were in it. And Deez was talking about how he found this coin called Tendies. I don't know if you guys remember Tendies. It was like Justin Sun Polonius up. It was, I mean, a revolutionary concept. Every time you sell, some tokens get burned. I'm like, oh my god, it should never sell. It's unbelievable shite, mate. So I was staying at Jersey City at the time to save money. I just got knocked off my lease. I like half quit my job, half did it. I was like, yeah, I'll come back one day. I was like, yeah, sure, come back, whatever. I was selling like recruiting software during like COVID, so nobody fucking needing it. The startup was running out of money. I kind of just want to take a little break and like see if I can make anything happen on the internet. I was like fucking reselling Supreme, doing all types of worthless shite to like make no money. I decided I wanted to like take a stab at the crypto thing because there's one of my players, his name is DMTL, tweeted out, I've made $100,000 on DeFi. I don't even know what it is. I'm like, this fucking asshole's here playing with $600 on my fucking little janky iPhone club, and he's up $100,000 in a week, and he doesn't know what it is. Like, I can do that. So I walked all around Jersey City. I was staying in the Heights at the time. I was staying in an Airbnb with like 6 people for dust a month. It was terrible. I was the only cracker around for sure. I walked for like an hour and a half. Every single Bitcoin ATM, none of them were working. So I cash apped one of my players, Blackout Iraq, for some Eve. I ripped it into Tendies. A couple days later, Tendies was worth like 8. My 1K of Tendies were like 8K, 9K, and yeah, kind of like all she wrote from there. I felt pretty comfortable in Tendies because like I was like kind of tertiarily watching the crypto shit for a few months, and I was always thinking like, wow, this is like really retarded. All these coins are dumb and bad. Like, why are you buying the shit? But the way that like the Tendies thing was like structured, I fancy myself as like a little smart, whatever, working for startups, cool. In reality, I'm the biggest fucking idiot. But then I thought I was smart. And I was like, well, it's well organized for some reason. Like, it seems kind of like a fresh operation. It seems like there's more to meet the eye than fucking chicken tender coin. I suppose I was right enough. I was more right than wrong. And yeah, it's kind of my origin story. Then I got banished into like the Backwaters Telegram, and I had to like really grind it out myself. Like, they turned me into like a sticker pack. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen the fucking sticker pack me in the Dwight Howard jersey with my fucking face down like that.
Oh yeah, I've used it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got banished, my account nuked, like nobody knew me. I had like 4 or 5 fucking sympathizers. Like, well, this guy probably shouldn't have gotten nuked out like that. Like these, Trill, a few other homies, Drew, and I kind of just like went in looking for like all the weird coins or whatever. I was like really determined. It's like, well, I'm gonna like make it by fucking any means necessary. I started like finding like all like the weirdest people on Telegram that I could find. Like if someone was being eccentric in a fucking coin I was in, I was like, all right, well this guy's probably pretty sharp. Better get him in. It's kind of like it felt like being like a cowboy in the Wild West, finding people to like rob with, you know. Except for looking for like hired guns, you're looking for like stone fucking retards who had autism and were hopefully not European. Some Chinese people. I remember when we found Li Feng, the great Chinese whale. His name was Li Feng, father of 2, but he would always post like Chinese porn, and it was just unbelievable. And I remember telling Mr. Li Feng, am I gonna make it? And he said in his infinite Chinese wisdom, yes, you're gonna make it. I remember during this.
Do you think he was actually Chinese or possible?
Li Feng's he's very Chinese, pal.
Okay.
He's more Chinese than all of them.
More or less Chinese than you? That's the question.
I would say very much so more Chinese than
I like that.
Oh, I remember during the sushi Wi-Fi merger that had like gotten kind of leaked before. I don't know if you guys remember, but they also made it overtly leaked because what was the name of that? Remember that artist People Pleaser? People Pleaser had
bought one of those for way too much.
People Pleaser had posted this like color schematic, and it was like of this. It was like it was like purple or whatever. It was like the Wi-Fi blue and the sushi red, and like knowing what I knew, and like her just like outright posting like shit that could be interpreted as inside trading. I remember pinging Leaf and yeah, like sushi and Wi-Fi are gonna merge. And like, really? You sure? I'm like, yeah, man. And then he printed like $7 or $8 million. Like, didn't even flick me a quarter. It's like, thanks, kid. Just made
That's
for like
amazing.
fucking $10 million. Told me to eat shit. Shout out Leaf Thing, man. But yeah, that's my long-winded spiel.
But then recently, like I also kind of semi-heard of you as like this GOAT UFC caller as well. Like you've really built yourself a bit of a following on Telegram, right? Like you're now emerged into being like a proper sports.
He does some gambling.
Yeah.
Well, the UFC shit started because I would just like blindly take my real life homies bets. It's like I have like Italian American homies in fucking Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and I'm like, well, these guys are probably not gonna pick fights correctly. I mean, look at the fucking phenotype, right? Like, kid's a trust fund kid. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So I would just like blindly take their bets. I remember like one of the first bets I took was Usman versus Masvidal, and they were insisting that Masvidal was gonna spark him. And then when I actually watched the fight, Usman just hugging this fool, like stomping on his little fucking pedicure toes. And I was thinking, like, well, how could anybody have bet this any differently? How is there like money to make? And then I just started religiously watching every single cards, and I determined that the way that the props were set up was like blithely inefficient, especially on stake. Rollbit doesn't offer this, unfortunately. But if like a fighter was like plus 200 or whatever, like a short underdog, but their most likely path to victory was going to be like on the feet or whatever, it would be like plus 700. So like in high IQ terms, you can just keep buying $1 for like 70 cents, like over and over and over again. And there was like a few like really, really good spots. We really live in a unique time for gambling, right? Like, put it this way, it's we live in the gambling equivalent of like you could have like gone up to Jesus yourself back in those days and like asked him to like wash your feet. That's how like nascent we are. Gambling is an institution that's going to exist for like the next like as long as the world exists, right? But it's only starting to get legalized in like some places in the United States. A lot of like, let's say NBA, baseball, whatever, they're based on like, decades and decades and like black box information. But for UFC, it's just like some guy with a fucking disheveled beard, like eyeballing and say, well, I think this guy's gonna win. It's like it's kind of retarded, and I just feel like it's pretty easy to get an edge on these guys. They're not watching every fight. So yeah, I had like a few really big cards. It's like context matters a lot. I personally think I'm giving away way too much free game. I know I'm doing this right now, but I think context matters a lot in the when you're like picking UFC or whatever, right? Matt and I play poker, and Matt and I know that like you can theoretically play a poker hand perfectly, and you can just lose a fucking flip, and that's all that happens. And the same concept goes for like when two people are punching each other in the face. Like, these guys can be very evenly matched. One person goes over, one person goes down. Doesn't mean like the other guy's like a lesser fighter for it necessarily. It's just like sometimes shit happens. But it isn't priced as like a sometimes shit happens situation. It's priced as, oh, this guy's empirically better, this guy's empirically worse. And I think there's like a lot of room between the edges to like be able to interpret that. There are people such as like Kenan Song who are like always like viciously undervalued. There are people like Matt Favola who are always viciously overvalued. It's stuff like that. Yeah. So I've had like a few really big hits. I decided that the best way to express my edge would have been through like running some parlays on stake. I had self-excluded myself from stake to really like grind out coins for a little bit. And when I got back, I found that like my limits for some reason were pretty fucking big when it came to like parlays, right? I would have to like really carefully do it, because if I bet someone straight, let's say I wanted to bet like 1K on like a John Jones to win 7-8K, right? I would like on like a KO, right? I wouldn't be able to bet that anymore. However, if I parlayed it, I would be able to get in various permutations that would pay me out to like 200-300 grand cumulatively or whatever. So I hammered that until the fucking wheels fell off, and eventually I bet like some sharp college football shit, and then stake zapped my whole shit. So now I'm kind of like trying to figure out like how to like express this edge as well. Hopefully I'll get like a DraftKings or like a fucking FanDuel VIP account eventually and like continue doing it. But yeah, like when you think about shit like betting and like gambling, whatever, it's not solved by any means. Like Matt, we know bookies that are getting hit really, really bad. Our boy's down like I'm not gonna say it, but he's down like really huge. And I know like a lot of private bookies that are like going under consistently. Like at this
a
point,
lot of
like,
volatility, like you said, a lot of flips, a lot of things that they have to
yeah,
take, and
but
a lot
not
of
just flips. Like
variance,
I
right?
just like I think in the current stage that we're in 2024, there's more money on like the sharp side of betting than it is like actually setting the lines because it's just that much more profitable, right? It's like fucking drug trafficking.
It's crazy that, right?
Yeah, and the normal person has like so much more access to data, and you can like see, you can kind of see from the data points if you know that
Like
who
the
the
sharp
sharps are on.
syndicates are like insanely big now. Like it's just absolutely insane. Some of these syndicates out of like even the UK, India, US, like this is just like
it's
a whole
totally Marvel, yeah. And we live in we have a really unique fucking relationship because a lot of these like Indian or like British English syndicates, betting has it's been like kosher. They're out there for a much longer time, and like these patties or whatever the fuck, like these Bet365s, they've gotten a lot better at like milking people out of their money. And football, like your football, is like a lot more difficult to bet than anything else, right? But Americans haven't really figured out like how to hit it in mass outside of like a few like select like groups of syndicates or whatever. And it's just interesting. I think that America is like 20, 30 years behind like betting wise. It's cool. Like, oh, now we have like fucking commercials like Kevin Hart and shit. But like, these people don't even know a fucking clue, you know?
Yeah. So I want to flip this comment on ahead a little bit and
go ahead.
away from that side of it and talk about, the life of a gambler, somebody who has to take these flips, somebody who takes variance. How do you think about risk? How do you structure your life day to day? Like when you're
How do I
in a meme
structure my
coin,
life day to day, pal?
when you're in a meme coin or a shit coin,
that is a penthouse behind him.
yeah, no, I mean, it's time to know. It's time to dive in and really reflect on how you work it and how the
I don't know. Like, I could do like a better structure for like my day to day. Certainly, I don't think I've really respected the immense opportunity that's been handed to me. All in all, like I should be looking at the shit more like a job or whatever. But I think like as far as like handling the variance, I think you just kind of come with like peace with your own decision making. You're gonna try to make big decisions, and you're gonna try to make like more money than you don't when you make said decisions, and sometimes you're just gonna like get cracked. I think what was important for me was understanding like I'm not like actually like after a fucking bull run, everyone thought they were like hot shit. Everyone thought they were really good. I thought it was like I clearly wasn't. I like dumped off everything. I think like understanding like yeah, sometimes you break out because of volatility, but oftentimes you break out because it's like making bad decisions, like respecting what is actually like a good decision. I think that's part of like actually being able to like find your edges and shit. You feel me? It's like not playing like PLO and you don't know how to fucking play PLO type shit.
Yeah, been in that situation.
Shout out BitBoy.
Shout out BitBoy.
Shout out BitBoy.
I hear you had some trouble in a PLO game back in the day. I don't know.
Mistakes were made with the fucking poker wallet app that I control.
So yeah, I remember when Frentech got big, you were like one of the highest floors because of course like you do have this shitcoin appeal as well, right? You are in the trenches as you say against Wizard of Soho. So what are you doing differently that he isn't doing apart from the paid chills? Like how are you getting ahead of all this stuff? Is it
Soho
Chinese or what is it?
Wizard, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like Wizard of Soho, like he's clear as sharpness already. Like he's made money. If he didn't like have like if he didn't like sell for 15K a pop shows, he would still be making money in general. But like I had to get it out the mud in my own unique way. Like I dropped out of college. I had fucking nothing. Like I had $1,000, a dream, and a pickaxe under the tunnels. That's about all I had. And I kind of had to like figure out like my own unique way of being able to like actually like make money in terms of liquidity trades. So like for me, like he's like more like a technical analysis chart or whatever. I've never really been good at any of that shit. I think I understand more so like where like the hearts of men lie and like where like let's say if like every single trader or gambler was like one collective person, right? One collective human, I think I know more often than not like what types of decisions that they will make and the aggregate of their decisions. And I think you can kind of like see like, put it this way. I always try to explain it to my homies that I try to get into trading unsuccessfully, all of them at the end of the day. But I was like, this game is just like finding like the hottest roulette table at the casino and like trying to sit down. Everyone's winning, everything's celebrating, you know? But yeah, I don't think he's gotten like that because he never needed to. I don't think he was ever like dirt fucking poor. Probably had like a real fucking job and all that shit. But I had to like kind of figure it out my own way, like get scrapped. So I think that's kind of the difference, you know? Like there's not much like technical ability there. It's for me, it's just like pure intuition, pure like aggregates of every other decision that I've had to make.
And as Matt said, like I remember I've seen tweets from you being like, you've lost it all multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times you said you lost, and it feels so much sweeter when you win it all back.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure.
How
many times have I actually gotten cracked for everything? January 2021, that was really cool. I had like fucking 300K worth of Solana. I was lever long. Goodnight Jewish Parasite zapped. I was effectively wiped the fuck out. ETF just got approved. Hold up.
Where do you see that? No, I don't see that.
Some fool just said it in chat.
Is it from the SEC Twitter account or?
Yeah, how funny is that shit, huh? You know what's even funnier about the fucking SEC shit too? It must have been so fucking easy to sim swap these guys, man.
Like, I didn't even have 2FA. They're preaching 2FA.
Anybody could have done it at any point. The way fuck.
Why didn't they say rejected? That would have been the fucking goat.
I mean, why didn't they say rejected? Is like one. I think
because it was a scheduled tweet and they're fucking were hacked.
Holy shit, mate! We would have went back to the Stone Age in a single camp.
Oh my god, the trade would have been epic. I'd be fucking wealthy.
It's probably possible that whoever did that might have lost money himself because of the crazy fucking Darth Maul. He definitely didn't have enough time to fucking exit.
I mean, like you're a good trader,
But what the fuck? Yeah, so I went bust though, like I think twice, if I recall correctly. In January 2021, I got bailed out because I bought like a shit coin and like a sidewall with the intent of forgetting about it for like $3,000, and I was just like scared through like every single one I had, and like like the Holy Grail, like the last scene in like Pulp Fiction when the dude opens the chest and it's just like shimmering gold. I found like 30K of like fucking waifu coin that I just magically was like at the Pico top. And then I took that and I started spinning it back up. And then I kind of nuked myself out during Ukraine again, which was honestly really funny. This story is great. I was buying one-day putts because I'm a retard every single day for like low 5 fakes. Click, 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 click. Every single fucking day. Because I'm like, well, Russia's going to invade. And the second that does happen, it's going to cost bucks in market. It's going to be like a 20-30% down candle. I had one of my Japanese homies that I trade with pop out to New York. He hits me up. Scooty. You always call me Scooter. Scooty, very endearing. I'm Scooter, you know, with a hard R, but he called me Scooty. I want to smoke weed. Where can we smoke weed, Scooty? I got you, pal. I walk over to him with a pre-roll. Some real fucking Zaza, pal. I meet the gentleman. Smoke. I get high as fuck. We both get so high we're scared. I go home. I fall asleep on my mattress. Not like a normal person, you know. Like I just fall asleep like fucking horizontal or vertical, like with my feet dangling over the mattress all willy nilly. I didn't buy the putts that day. I wake up. Yeah, they invaded. Good night. No. And I would have like crashed everything back, I think, because I did that. Because there was like a 25-30% candle on ETH, and that's like when you buy like dailies, whatever. But also that goes back to what I'm saying. Like I just thought I was fucking good at everything. I wasn't. What the fuck was I doing options? I don't even know how many syllables there are on Meta, you know? Like I don't know how that shit works, mate.
And then how did you win it back after both of those? Because I remember you saying that there was so
January 2021, how I won it back was just like hitting like a few coins pretty big. I was I mean, the way I got most of it back in 2021 is pretty funny. It was my best trade. It was my worst trade. I had like, I think a multi-digit supply of spell when it came out. Because like one of my ideas back in the day was like I was gonna put on all my fucking homies, whatever the fuck, and every single person I would put on, I would like give a chance to like this weird wild world. They would help me research. And one of my little homies, he found a shit called spell. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't really know what it was. It was also pretty obscure. Couldn't really find information. I'm not sure if I was looking. They launched. I was like, I just knew I had to fire it because like my homie did research. So I just like ripped in 50K, and I was up like 600ish in like a few hours. I was playing like shite little like 1-2 with a bunch of Jews in fucking Brooklyn when I was doing it. And I was like, hey guys, look at me. Whatever. I went home, nuked the fuck out of that, and my back at the top would have been worth like 25 million or something. I should have done a little research. All in all,
just throwing out the intuition.
Yeah, that's how I made it back one of the times. And like this last time, was like during like the Jingtao arc where like I don't know, just like everything kind of came together at once. I remember like I started making it back like on the flight back from Florida. I mean, I remember I bricked like 5 bullets in the 3500. Some playing bad, some unlucky. I remember like one of my bullets, I just knew it was not my day. Then like my third bullet, I flopped bottom set and I got to get it in against like top 2 and a flush draw. Flush gets there on the river, all in on the flop. Would have tripped that, would have been chill. But just this wasn't my time. And I get back on the plane, and kind of like buck the fuck out. And there was this one coin called Wall Street Bets Classic. I knew like WSB was like pretty hot. A lot of these like WSB coins were like at the time doing really well. And there was like some unusual thing that happened where like the thing nuked out to like 28K. Like it was like an automated sniper dump, whatever, like a fake like pool. I
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like some unusual thing, and I managed to just pile the fuck in at the bottom, and I think I made like $100,000 like on the flight there, some ridiculous shit. And I'm like, all right, well, don't fuck it up this time. And I've yet to fuck it up so far, but I'm sure there will be a time.
How do you deal with the mental volatility, Jeremy? How do you do it when you have a bad loss like this and lose it all? You can relate to that feeling, especially.
I'll give a real answer instead of just saying like hookers and blah.
That's what we're here for.
Sorry, hookers. I also did buy Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu day one too. That's a fun story.
Oh wow!
Thanks, Francis. I'll tell that story immediately after this. How do I deal with like the mental volatility? Well, the money doesn't impact me like even remotely anymore. Like I earnestly couldn't give less of a fuck about like the money. If I lose everything tomorrow, it's like, all right, well, guess that happened. Like, just do it again. What gets me more so is just like the frustration when I'm like running bad and I have to like start questioning myself. It's like, am I making the wrong decision, or is it just volatility? And when you do something very variable, when you're trying to turn $1 into $10 like over and over again, shit's just not always gonna go your way. I don't know. I've really come to peace with like this is the life I'm going to lead right now. These are decisions that I make. It's done me and the people in my life very well, and I just have to accept it. Just like if you're a soldier at war, you have to deal with like the bullets flying past your face. I don't know. That's kind of how I deal with it. I've just been trying to like be kinder to myself, all in all. It's makes you feel a lot better when you are sticking to your edges and you're not doing anything exotic. To use like a poker analogy, if you're like playing in like a soft game and you like get it in good and whatever gets sucked out, it's sure you're like can be a little upset you got sucked out on, but you made the empirical correct decision. And I found that like trying to tighten up and trying to make more so like the empirically correct decisions has made me feel a lot better. And when I run that, I just like go back to like what I'm good at. So I've been like running kind of bad like the last like kind of like week and a half or so. So I just like started like grinding back in ETH. I started like lowering my sizing, whatever. I just need to see like the ball going through the rim. So yeah, I think that's pretty important,
And where's like right now, where do you feel like your edge is? Like where do you really want to?
I think for sure. Like I think we're about to see like a real revival in the ETH ecosystem. I think mostly my edge has been understanding like where like the hearts and minds of people on chain will go. this is all I've really done for the last 3 years. I think I really, really intimately understand what these people do, how these people think, feel, operate, and I think can like pretty consistently predict like what, where, and when, and why, what capital will flow around there. So I think like the big massive edge I have for sure is in like the ETH ecosystem. It doesn't hurt that I'm running around with the fucking best guys in the business, inshallah out. You know, like all those guys are so fucking good.
And was that a gut in shit coins, or is that in like?
I would say shitcoins too, but like could be utility, whatever people really want to buy at this point. You know, ETH is in like a real interesting spot because the ETH ecosystem, all the activity on like shitcoins or whatever, they've gone over to Solana right now, right? So all the liquidity that's currently remaining on ETH is very unusually so sticky. Usually it'd be like kind of a fucking miracle to see like if shit's like a 5, 6, 7 mil, it's like holding there. But now you have a lot of these spots holding there, and a lot of these things are like actually trying to have some sort of semblance of utility. Like there's a shit like chat, it's like some sort of like LOL model for characters, whatever. Like I don't really think that in reality it's worth money, but like there's enough of a story there for like the liquidity to get like sticky or whatever. There's a lot of these like little like LLM fucking coins. I think the biggest one that I really need to fire at is the I think it's called EMGAI, some shit like that. They're trying to like make their own LLM. They're like at 17 mil right now. I don't own any, but it's like if any of these like actually deliver, that shit's gonna rip to fucking 400 or 500 mil. There's just like a lot of these spots like it's a lot easier to filter through the bullshit because a lot of the bullshit is just like migrate over to Solana to try to chase the liquidity out there. Like you can go on like Deck Screener and you can see like these things are just staying higher for longer.
This whole like space could be interesting because we've had a lot of activity in it, I think, in like the last few months and like a bit last year after April. But if like majors really kick off and we get like fucking 3K, 4K ETH and like Bitcoin goes back to 50, 60K, like some of this stuff can get pretty wild, I think. Because like if you look at like the average market cap of all this shit like 2 or 3 years ago, it's like 10, 20x what it is now.
Yeah.
But the problem is like it's hard to position for it because every like meme coin cycle you just have new shit that takes the attention. It's always an attention game.
And there's so much variance that comes along with like these types, like there's no real difference in like why one a shitter will die at 8 mil and then a shitter will go to 100 mil. Sometimes I feel like the only difference between those coins is like if I'm personally in it, if I'm selling it or not. Like the Harry Potter Obama coin, I found that as like a new contract deploy because I was trying to show one of my best friends, Jesse, like just how like the game worked and ever. And I remember like I saw this contract and it just made me fucking die laughing. I had to show him that the website was just totally ridiculous. So we fired it at like immediately when it launched at like 40, 50K. And one of the reasons why I fired is because it had like an unusual function. When things have like weird functions or like when things don't look exactly how it seems, I am more likely to fire it because it's more likely to be like an anomalous spot. And when you're dealing with like high variance upside, high variance ceilings, you want to lean more so into anomaly because it's the classic adage, right? You zero your money, you zero it, but you can make it 100x, So, and the weird function in that one was like it needed to have like a certain amount of cells. I've never seen this shit before, still haven't seen it. You need to have a certain amount of cells before the cell tax lowered to 0. It was literally like a honeypot. The buy tax was like 40%, the sell tax was like 85%, but it went down every transaction. And after like 30 cells, I realized they weren't going to get enough cells to lower it, so this went 0-0. And then it kind of ripped. I single-handedly suppressed the breakout for like 6-7 mil, and then I just shit on them so long for like months on end that it like really solidified a fucking community. And now it's worth $100 million. My bag will go for like fucking 7 mil. Who gives a fuck? But yeah.
Are you using any like tools? Are you using any of the bot stuff or like what are you using to catch up on this stuff?
I've used like a banana a little bit before, but when I'm like on it, I'm just doing so much volume that 1% like really adds up. I don't think I'm like a sharper sniper than like my homies or whatever. So I think it's like honestly playing like a minus EV game. I think that like it's more likely for me to delineate based on like my own logic, like the FA or whatever, like being able to fire in clips or something that I think could be big. and just like use I'll show this though. I think that everyone should be using fucking blocks route. I don't have like a reference or whatever, but the shit blocks route, man. It gives you private transactions if you're doing any sort of fucking activity on ETH. Like, you just simply need to use block route so you don't get slipped, you know? A lot of people, like, use Unibot or, like, fucking Banana. No shade to Unibot. I want to, but I'm not going to do it. Don't worry, guys. To, like, mask their transactions. But you're getting taxed, like, 2%, you know, total. You can just pay, like, $100 a month for some shite to, like, obfuscate all your transactions. You can even do it in a group. You can have, like, 5, 6, 7 homies all chip in for like a blocks route, pay like for its fucking Spotify, and like all your things can be obfuscated. So I think that's like the most important thing, like the actual Met Protect. That's how did I know? Just mostly deck screener. I mean, the shit that we have over at Wand, I think is going to be really fucking cool. I'm not using it just yet, but we have something. We've been able to like match up new contract information and their ticker based on like people who are actually posting and chilling it at once. So we've effectively categorized like the entirety of CT with like a crawling thing on Twitter. So we have everyone involved. Like we've got you, we got me, we got OSF, we've got KBM, and we're able to see like what tickers these guys are posting and like what clusters of people are posting these tickers. And we're able to kind of delineate if like this is like alpha or not, you know? It's something we get thrown out because like, oh, everyone's typing moon or whatever, right? But yeah. I think that it's not something I'm like really using yet, but I think the shit that we have over at Wand is gonna be like a real difference maker on chain. No one's done anything like it. I think that's gonna be a really, really critical tool over like next 6 months as we get it to like a more mature stage.
What's your vision of the Sol versus ETH shitcoin and the future of both?
I think Sol is just honestly gonna dust itself off. I think we've looked at like a lot of really fucking obvious top signals on like the Solana ecosystem that we just kind of didn't respect enough. There aren't really any good, interesting concepts. At the end of the day, like ETH is king because you can do cool shit on ETH. It's easier to build out cool ideas and whatever fuck on ETH instead of just like a coin and like praying whatever, right? Solana, I mean, it's really good that the gas is so cheap, and for a while I was thinking like, why would anybody fucking ever use ETH again? But the relationship is also inverse, that these people just cheat the fuck out of things in perpetuity, so you can't really get anything going as you could like on ETH. So I don't know. I do kind of think that the Solana ecosystem starts to deflate and go spit itself back into ETH, but I know nothing concrete. You know, that's something I'm comfortable with being wrong on, honestly. But it doesn't seem like anyone's building anything cool. Antonio Brown showed the Ponzi. That was like the most advanced Ponzi that we had, right? Like, no one's building like a wolf game off fucking Solana, right? Like,
what do you think is the barrier to entry there? Is it just because the Rust is so terrible, or what? Like SVM is not ready?
I really don't know. Honestly, I'm not really a dev. We have a thesis over at Rinzo that like a lot of the people that like have made their solved as ETH devs were just not confident enough to do it as like proper software engineers. Like they weren't like the guys who were smart enough to like be. You don't have many like ex Facebook, ex Google, ex Meta guys like on like ETH, and you wonder why because there's so much floating. I think our thesis kind of like these people are just fucking retarded, honestly, and I think the same goes with like Rust devs as well. I think a lot of devs that were really fucking good already, like the 10x devs, I think they've already made it and like fucked off. Yeah, it's kind of my read on it. Wolfgame was trash, but like, hey, it was an interesting concept, right?
Yeah, I mean, people got wrecked, but at the same time, they had fun doing it for a while, which is what crypto is, really. I think. That's what you can really ask for.
AI. What does CTOM stand for? CTOM stands for because it's all we make.
What does it stand for?
Because that's all we make.
Okay.
Yeah, someone asked that.
Speculation of what they had in the chat is incorrect, so that's good.
Dude, goddamn, early Wolf Game was so crazy, dude. I was UP&L like 2.5 million on fucking Wolf Game, and I misplayed it just. I couldn't unstake like just a couple days, and I bricked out. I got like the worst possible outcome out of it. Actually, no, I got the not worst outcome because like I was up like 300K on it, and I ripped it into Wizards and Dragons. One of my things, it honestly could be leaked. I'm trying to reevaluate that. Is I try to fire like the most intelligent beta at anything that pops up. I might just be costing myself money outright with that though. But yeah,
why
I
do
think
people
that, like, plus
love
300
doing that?
real.
People love firing these beta plays like so heavy. A lot of people I see in chats and shit, rather than just levering the fuck out of the one that's liquid and moving. That's kind of
because with like on chain, it doesn't really. I think it's weird because that's kind of like my way of like lowering volatility, right? Like if the hottest thing out right now, that's like the leader at like 30 mil, and it's on chain. There's so many things that can go wrong at 30 mil, and I'm just not really making enough money to justify like. Because like I would need like what, a 2 or 3x to make like a cool adult amount of money, right? And so many things can go wrong. The devs can rug. Like remember Hamsa, fucking the devs can rug. So much supply can be controlled. I did get nuked out of the ground. But if I chase in the beta, I'm getting in much lower. The ceiling is more defined. I'm more comfortable I think playing in these ranges. It's easier for me to turn like 10k into like 50, 60k doing that kind of shit, you know? Over like firing like 50k and like just so much can go wrong. But I don't know. There's something I feel very comfortable with like being wrong. Yeah, that's the banger right there. I made the mistake of trying to turn 50 to 200k on chain, which I didn't turn 10k into like 100k over and over again. Yeah, I constantly find myself making that leak when I have like these big runs or try to like, scale, and it just for my game it's just not really there. I think I have to start kind of just like looking into shit like ENQ AI and like buying holding macro size instead and like running sub ball. But I don't know. I think the AI shit is so fucking cool, man. I think that it could be a lot bigger than DeFi was. And I'm just looking at a lot of things that are early right now, and it just makes a lot of sense to me that these things like in a throws of a bull run go to like 50, 100.
What are the main things that pump you up about that?
Bro, retail can buy AI shit right now, really, can they? What if I'm a retail investor and I want to buy, Tau application Q1, yeah. Like if I want to buy like AI shit, right? Like, what can I buy as retail?
Nothing really.
Nothing really, exactly.
Yeah,
But
Nvidia.
When you
can buy
consider
Nvidia.
it,
That's it.
Overall arcing Microsoft, yeah.
But you could buy some of this shit on fucking ETH, like pretty easily. I think that like, and it's so nascent that we haven't even like put in like a Ponzi on top of it, right? Like we're gonna see like ohm bonding curve type fucking Ponzi's when it comes to like fucking like compute models, you know? Like I'm just throwing a bunch of words out there that don't really make sense, but that's how these Ponzi's work at the end of the day, right? I think that there will be some sort of staking Ponzi's that like are trying to like collaborate towards like AI compute models. And if you really look at it, like crypto is maybe the only way that some of these like talented AI teams could get the funding to like challenge like the open AIs or whatever, right? Crypto, it's like how many times you can be able to like collect like $500 million unregistered outside of like crypto. I don't know, like I think that we're in truly the earliest throes of it. I don't think DeFi is gonna like cook like it used to. You know, I think the wool's been pulled over people's eyes already. I don't think people really give a fuck about that. But I think like the one thing that can bring retail back en masse, I don't think it's ordinals. I don't think it's maybe it could be like some deep in shit, but I really do think number one thing hanging right in front of them is just AI. I think it's very obvious to me. People are using ChatGPT every fucking day, and they can't. America's fallen in love with speculation. You know, you can't speculate on AI yet outside of like on coins.
You got to gamble to get ahead. Gambling on AI seems advantageous at this time. We're bumping up against closing time, but before that happens, give me 1 to 2 AI tickers, and then we got a closing question for you.
I have no idea. I wish I had something to tell you. Buy Somebody I don't know. Just message me. Hello, Goldstein. What are you telling me, pal?
You bought an AI coin the other day, didn't you, KBM?
Yeah, it went straight down. Don't bring that up. Anyway,
wait, I just missed that. What did you say? Say it again.
KBM I bought an AI coin called fucking AI at the top, and then went.
Oh yeah, I lost like 70K in that. That's so cool.
That was awesome. Finance listed
like 70 grand in that site, and then immediately there was this AI in Solana that ripped to 30 mil. It's like, all right, I'll go. Well, that's the variance you talk about, right? What could have we done differently?
Yeah. So
last QAI is definitely going to be the biggest one, I think, out of like what I know. I don't own any, so I know I'm fucking telling you. Someone just said, "Pal, sure, pal." Can we get an honest assessment of Rollbit?
Easy trouble for.
You want an honest assessment of Rollbit as a coin? I don't have a bag of Rollbit, no, but I think it's a streaming fucking buy. Honestly, instead of pray the flood doesn't dump on you. But I mean, like, yeah. Look, are people gonna be generous? Yeah. Are people gonna like try to get liquidated? Yeah. You can just buy fucking Rollbit. I have my questions on the casino and the sportsbook, but whatever. That's something to talk about.
All right, last question before we get to the Rollbit spins. What's your advice for the people at home on how not to get wrecked?
Find a God and pray to him, pal.
Probably the best answer we've had.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that. Yo, if you want to stick around, we bring 3 people up on stage and we give away like NFTs from Rollbit through loot box spins, and we give away like $700,000 worth basically. So
we're doing spins
okay,
today, right? We're doing
spins today. We'll go back and forth between duels and spins. Seems like the crowd likes
dude, you can tell when Keeper Monkey's like fucking wired and ready to go. Like, this fool's ready to fucking click buttons.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I fucking worked out right before this. We got shit trading. I'm in a lot of positions. I'm juiced right now.
Should we do the second code?
Listen,
you always know when KBM's got positions. He wants to click end the show. Like,
yeah, he's like our shits are coming in. Let's do the spins and let's get the fuck
he's
out.
Been liquidated about 4 times during the space of the call.
Yeah. Jesus, man, tough crowd. Next question.
You will never find God outside of when you've lost everything and you're in the fetal position. God will come to you right then, pal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There you go. We've seen him a couple times.
All right, let's do this because I'm on like 6% and we could cut any time.
Second code is SEC FA 420. SEC 2FA 420. SEC 2FA 420.
I forget how we do spins. You got to bring up the random Twitter picker screen, please, host, and then I will.
There we go.
They have to be here. All right, run that shit.
Be quick about it.
Comments. Run like six or so, and we'll go from there.
We've got 5. We just say all 5, and whoever comes up first gets on.
Yeah, I can't see the screen because I'm.
It's Rachel Van Alphen.
Request on Twitter. On Twitter. Okay.
Rachel Van Alphen. Love to have you up.
I like tabs.
Crypto Nymph as number 2. I like that. Richie Rich, less so. Bethany and I like tabs. Get up on stage. Whoever gets up on first will be on the show. We only have 7%.
This shit, bro. No, stop requesting unless you got called.
Rachel Van Alphen, Crypto Nymph, Richie Rich, Bethany.
Got 1.
And I like tabs.
Jesus Christ. Somebody play some fucking background music while I figure this out.
Jeremy?
Jeremy. Rachel Van Alphen, Crypto Investor 11, Jeff Bezos' son. Wow. Okay. Ice Tree Beth. A lot of women today. Investor 11, Jeff Bezos. Anyone see these people? I only got 1 so far.
Can you add me as a co-host?
Crypto Nymph.
You see one?
Crypto Investor 11. That is. Jeff Bezos' son.
I got him. I got that one.
And I like tabs.
You see one more. Bethany, Ice Tree Beth, Richie Rich, Jeff Bezos' son, Rachel Van Alphen.
And I like
Request
tabs
right now or lose your spot.
At Ralph's, the proven quality.
The song.
What the hell was that? Are you ordering Ralph's right now? Coffee? What's going on?
There's a music test.
Oh, turn that off. Turn it off.
Quality music.
Oh, we need another person. Can we get another one on the spins, please?
Did I like that? Make it? No one.
We got 2. We just need 1 more.
Should we spin for the first 2 and see if somebody else requests?
I mean, just fucking. Can we spin another? No, you can't do it.
Yeah.
All right, please. Don't you guys like free shit?
It's unbelievable. And we are dangerously close to low battery here.
Wow, a lot of pressure, man.
I feel like I should spin the first 2 just so that we have something spun. So I'm going to spin the first 2. Who we got on stage?
You need to share your screen, like.
Yeah, I'll share it now. So who have we got? Okay, I like
tabs first. He was the first one to come up.
Okay, here we go. I like tabs. Get a big win. Oh my god, he want to mutinate.
Whoa.
No!
I like tabs. Get it, baby. All right, now
If that's not a fucking sign, I get on the show and some fool pulls fucking 30K.
yeah. All right, now we got what the fuck's it called?
Wow,
Crypto
run
11
fucking
person.
better, fool. What the fuck?
Spin it for the next person. Crypto 11, whatever the fuck.
One time.
Crypto imp. We go again. Come on. OSF edition.
Always my cash grabs.
Quick, let's get this other one up real quick.
One up. Oh, have we got anyone waiting?
No. Can you give me another name? Some Rekt intern?
I think just choose someone. Just choose someone in the who's requested. Just go for it.
Pick a Rekt guy profile picture.
Who's got the best one?
I can't do that.
Come on.
You got to. Somebody say a number out loud, and I'll go for random.
Seven.
Oh, where'd the guy go? I had a guy that was 7, and it jumped.
Go first.
I do remember his name.
Go for the first guy.
You got it?
Yeah, this was 7. Gary Senior.
Gary Senior. All right.
Gary Senior. He's in. He's up.
The biggest one of these.
Gary Senior.
Here we go. All right. Spinning for Gary Senior. Here we go. Oh, it looks like he's going to be a Rekt guy.
Nice.
That was 32K of prizes right there?
32K prizes.
DJ Khaled. Yes.
That is incredible. Thank you,
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks guys. All right, stay wavy, homie.
Have anything you want to say before you leave? We let the guests promote anything they need to, anything they want to. We need littlest Quince on Twitter now.
You need to. Let me think. Can I have like 8 seconds to think about?
You can. I'll let everyone know that we're about to sign off.
Anything that I could promote, including my bags. So I don't think I want to promote my bags. I think that the things that we're building over at Ozdao and at Wand, I think that we're building out tools on chain that hasn't existed before, and I think it's a culmination of like the smartest people on the planet. I think it's worth checking out if you're like unfamiliar with that. And yeah, fuck Raw and rip it in. Peace.
Nice.
All right, guys.
I'll have you back on, Jeremy. This has been great. Yeah.
Much love, homies. Anytime. Assalamu alaikum.
That's coming, man.
Well, we got the ETF later, guys. Let's hope only, I guess.
Get naked.